Hello there and welcome to the Bit of Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel, everybody. And we're discussing today the transfer window ratings and all that kind of thing. I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon, I suppose, and put this one out. Let me know, get involved in the comments what you think about the Leeds United transfer window. Was it a good one in your opinion? Was it a bad one? What would you have liked to see more come in? This, that, and the other. And we're going to score it out of 10. I already have. I'll give my score on the video, of course. I've done it just previously. It's a little bit chilly today, isn't it? That's why I've got my hat and scarf on. And the window's shut, of course. So let's get on with it without further ado. I won't go through all the outs because there was loads of departures. I think overall, I'm not including Weston McKennie in this because he was a loan player. I think including the loans out, um, I think there's 15 altogether outgoings, so plenty of them. I'm not going to list every single player and give my score. I've already done that. Um, so it came to a score of 5, just over 5, but I'll round it up. So 5, sorry, round it up would be 6. I'm going to round it down because it wasn't, it was closer to 5 than 6. So I gave the outgoing business that we did a 5. I think generally, and that was purely based on football ability, and did I think it was a good decision for the team, not based on what they wanted to do, because we all know what they were in the end. Um, Going for the money, weren't bothered about the club, and eventually Leeds United, threatening legal action in some cases. So we all know it was a right decision. If you don't want to play for Leeds, the captain said it, didn't he, at the end of last season following relegation. We all know what he said, and it rings true for the fans as well. If you don't want to play, then there's a door. We don't need you, and that's ultimately it was a messy summer of business for the 49ers. They've got through it finally, and we now go with the squad that we have for the remainder of the season, well up until January, sorry, at least. And yeah, messy summer for them to navigate. They've done it. A lot of players have left that didn't want to be at the club, which is great. But ultimately, in terms of playing abilities and your need for the team and ability to help the team, I do think obviously it was poor decision making getting rid of some of them, but obviously some of them would have gone anyway because we got relegated. So, but I'm gonna give it a 5. Maybe that's too low for some people. Obviously, one was a score of 1 was, oh no, what we're doing? Why are we getting rid of him? Score of 10 was great. We don't need him anymore. Like I said, purely based on footballing ability really and importance to the team. Let me know your scores in the comments there below. I have um, averaged it all out and given my score, so I'll give that right at the very end of the video. So giving it a 5 altogether. I've added the score for my incoming business that we did as well. So yeah, and we'll get on to the incomings because that's why everybody's here really, isn't it? We want to speak about the incomings. Forget about the outgoings, the loan players, the players that have gone, whatever. They're not Leeds anymore. These guys are, and we need to support them, obviously. Yeah, overall, a great business. I'll go through them one by one. So we'll start with Ethan Ampadu, first signing of the summer. Fantastic signing this. It's a 9 out of 10 for me, this. Fantastic experience, so only 22 at international and Premier League, obviously for Bill a bit for Chelsea, but he's fantastic. Played in different countries, 3 different countries he's played in. Brilliant signing for me. Young age, command, and what we've seen already of him is brilliant. Commands a defensive midfield position, and for me, it's as close to the Calvin role as we could have possibly gotten. Fantastic, plays it really well. He's very defensive minded. Obviously, was a centre back initially, turned into a CDM, and yeah, plays that role exceptionally well in this division. We all know from early lookings at him and probably what we've known before. He is a cut above this division, and was it £7 million? I don't want to focus too much on the money that we've spent because nobody really knows how much it really is. But fantastic acquisition, so 9 out of 10 for me. Let me know your thoughts on Ethan Ampadu in the comments there below. Second through the door was Sam Byram, now a familiar face for us Leeds United fans, an academy product, a Leeds lad, well, through the academy anyway. Um, did well first time round, got his move to the Premier League with West Ham. Knows the Daniel Farke system, played obviously under him with Norwich. Knows the club, obviously came through the academy. The only problem is with Sam is injury problems. He's already only played 4 games as it was and came off in the first half at Ipswich. Solid enough for this division, knows it well. Turns 30 in, I think it's next weekend. So experience at this level, experienced player now from when he left Leeds a few years back. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. This not an exciting signing, but we all know what he can do, can play on either wing, knows the system, like I said, knows the club, but only worry and only thing that's giving him a mark that's an average sort of one for me is the injury problems. He's so injury prone and he's already, like I said, got injured. Let me know your thoughts on Sam Byram in the comments and his acquisition on a free transfer, wasn't it? And now next through the door was Carl Darlow, our third signing of the summer, I think at the end of July. Backup keeper, we all know we needed one. We all thought initially maybe that Melier was going to leave. He seems to have a change of heart, obviously, because he's stuck with us and he's playing. I think he'll be first choice, and I think you can't really go wrong with Elan Melier. Well, I say that, hopefully not at this level, really, given his experience now in the Premier League with us as well. Hopefully won't concede as many goals, but I don't see how he can really. The defence looks a lot more assured now, doesn't it? So, but Caldala, we all know when we needed a backup come first choice experience if we need it, should Melier now get injured. I wasn't very impressed with him what I saw last week at Salford in the cup tie at Salford, but first game, he's an experienced player. He knows this division extremely well, like the back of his hand, really. And for me, it's not an exciting signing. It's a solid one, and again, for me, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on Carl Darlow in the comments there. But we needed experience in the goalkeeping position, really, and we got that in him. He'll do well for a backup, and maybe if Melier gets injured, maybe he comes in and is first choice. So that's the third. So fourth through the door was Joe Rodon on loan from Tottenham Hotspur, centre back. Fantastic signing this. 9 out of 10 for me again. I think the only thing that's dropping it down a mark is he's not permanent, but with given our position at the moment, I don't think we could really offer him a permanent move, and whether he'd take it at this stage, unknown whether we're going to get promoted at this point. Plenty of time to rectify our sort of poor really start. You've got to say it's a poor start. But Rodon for me, fantastic, and it creates synergy and familiarity in this squad as well. Now, Rodon, we're getting a little bit of a Welsh connection here, aren't we? Played with Ethan Ampadu at national level, played with Dan James at both club and international level, played with him for a number of years at Swansea City as well, and at national level with Wales, obviously, as well. It creates familiarity. Obviously, there's that Jed Spence connection as well. Played with him at Spurs, played with him in Rennes in France last season as well at the back end of it. So, fantastic signing. Quality looks brilliant so far as well. Leader in that centre-back position. Goes well with Strout by the look of it at the moment as well. So, for me, that's a 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on Rodon and the purchase of him in the comments there below. Now, number 5 through the door was Jed Spence. We'd have to wait a little while till we got this one through the door, wouldn't we? Sorry, it wasn't Jed Spence. It was Joel Perreault, wasn't it? How can we forget about Joel Perreault? He was number 5. Again, we did have to wait a little while. It did all sort of come through towards the end of the window, didn't it? Really, nervousness, a little bit of panic was going on, I think, but around the fan base. But then this calmed everything down. We so badly needed a number 9 for ages now. Bamford is slowly declining, and whether he can come back and stake his claim, whether he can partner Joe Perot when he comes back from injury, let's wait and see. But for me, Patrick Bamford's days are nearly gone. I think he goes in the summer. I think probably this is his last season. Let's wait and see if Patrick can come back to form and glory. But Perot, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. We needed a striker. If it's a 10 out of 10 for me, but Daniel, you have to play him in his right position. I was furious on Saturday to see him play in the number 9, in the number 10 position. He's not a number 10. We've signed to be a number 9. Play him in his right position, Daniel. I don't know how to say it in German, but play him, please, as a number 9. He will get goals. No doubt we've seen it already for Swansea in the Championship. This man will get you goals. It's a 10 out of 10 signing. No questions for me asked about Joe Perot. Fantastic signing. Scores goals for fun in this league. Play him at number 9, please, Daniel. Please, please play him at number 9. It's an experiment that didn't work. Doesn't need to be done again. That experiment on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday. Don't do it again. He's a number 9. He will get you goals in abundance, I'm sure. Let me know your thoughts on Joel Perot's signature for Leeds United in the comments below. But it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It really, really is. Crying out for one of these for years now has Leeds, because Patrick Bamford is done at Leeds. We needed a new one. This is him, 24-year-old, plenty to give. Let's go, let's do it. Number 10, not a number 10, sorry, but it's a 10 out of 10 signing for me. Number 6 through the door. We've mentioned him just there already and before. It was Jed Spence on loan. Again, it's a 9 out of 10 for me, this. And again, like Joe Rodon, the only one to drop him out because it's a loan signing. I think if we're promoted, and it's a big if at this moment, if we're promoted, sign those 2 lads up immediately. Get them done. Get them done, the 49ers and Parag Marath. Get it done. Obviously, it's a long way from that, and they're only on loan for the season. I don't think there's any option to buy with either of these lads, but Jed Spence through the door. Massive upgrade on Luke Ayling, and will surely be first choice, be starting hopefully at Millwall in a couple of weeks' time, because Luke Ayling's, again, like Bamford, his days are numbered. He's good for the bench. Cody Drama's gone out on loan. He's good for the benches. Luke Ayling for this season, I do believe we'll build on it. It might be Bill's last season here, because Jed Spence, like I said, if we get promoted or not, if we get promoted, he signs for me. He has to. If we don't, we've got to look elsewhere. Again, Bill, I think, again, his days are done at Leeds, really, as a starter anyway. Good squad player at this level and for the age he is now, but Jed Spence, up and down that, when we saw a little glimpse of what he can bring to us on Saturday. Wasn't given enough time for me. Should have done that sub way longer, because you would have got more attacking threat from him if he was on the pitch longer. Goal saving sort of interception or recovery as well, you can say, in the latter stages of that game as well. It was little nice cameo. But for me, fantastic signing. Number 9 for me, a 9 out of 10. And he was number 6 through the door. Number 7 was the Bulgarian international Ila Gruev. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10 just purely because I don't know much about this lad. I don't think many fans do. Let me know if you know more about this fella. For me, I don't know much about him. Don't know much about him. On facts say so we'll go with him. He's good judge of character, good judge of player, obviously, but I don't know much about him. I'll go with 7 out of 10, purely because he's played at a high level, Bundesliga. He's an international for his country. Young age, 23, isn't he? So he's at the age where Leeds like to shop for players, the age where we like to go in for players. So yeah, 7. Who knows what he can bring. Hopefully he can do well at Leeds. Let me know your thoughts on the signing of Ila Gruev in the comments there below. Now, number 8 through the door, and the penultimate man through the door on the Thursday before deadline day, the day before deadline day, was Glenn Kamara. Same day, 2 in 1 day, wasn't it, last week for Leeds, as we signed Gruev and Kamara in the same day. Again, I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10 for Glenn Kamara. Let me know your thoughts on his signature in the comments there below. But good experience, Glenn Kamara. I don't care if he's not played Championship before. He's a good experienced player, international for his country, Finland as well. Played in Europe, in Europa League experience. I think he's played Champions League as well, hasn't he? Great experience. Will bring up and down the wing, up and down the wing. Up and down the wing, up and down the centre of the pitch. Box to box midfielder, will give a lot of energy in there. And like I said, good experience for me. 8 out of 10. And the final piece of the puzzle and the final signing on deadline day, of course, the drama that unfolded with Luis Sinisterra meant that Jaden Anthony came the other way. In other circumstances, I believe Leeds fans would have been more happy with this than they actually were, given the timing of the Sinisterra deal and the way this deal went through. But for me, it's an 8 out of 10 signing. He's proved his worth for Bournemouth in the Premier League, and this is a step below. He has proved his worth for Bournemouth in the Championship as well, scoring goals in their promotion year, the year before last. And Arsenal wanted him, his former club wanted him in the summer. I think it was maybe in January as well. So for me, this was a quality signing. Quality signing will do well, and I believe he should be starting on a couple of weeks' time against Millwall as well. Give him that left wing berth for me. Switch Nonto onto the right, Somerville in the 10, and Joel Perreault, as we've discussed, needs to be a number 9. Whether he partners or in games, or whether he plays alone striker, he needs to be up there. But yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. Jaden Anthony has potential, knows the league, Premier League experience, and has been spoken very highly by Iraola, the Bournemouth manager. Had very high praise indeed for him on his departure to Leeds United. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on everything, every signing. Give your score out of 10 for the whole of the transfer window. Outgoings as well. We want to discuss that in the comments as well there. I want to know your thoughts on all of the transfer window business. But for me, dropping down a point because we needed left back and a number 10 really. We needed those two positions really. I know Junior Firpo is coming back in. Can he cut it at Championship level? Will he do a good job? I think he probably will, but we needed a new one. We needed a reinforcement, a better on what we'd got and what we'd lost. We needed a left back for years now. It's like the striker position. We've needed it for years. They didn't fill it. I don't know why. And number 10 as well. We needed a natural number 10. I think we've got players that can play there, but I think a natural number 10 would have been the icing on the cake. Those two signings would have been icing on the already well decorated cake for me. Yeah, and given all that, I'll drop it down for a point for the omission of those two signings, those positions. I think we should have got. And when I calculated it, given a drop of the mark, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. 9 out of 10 the market, the business that we've done, everything. 9 out of 10. I think it's been a smashing window. I think we've got in some good quality players for this division. I think we've obviously shipped out the players that didn't want to be here, and obviously the loan release clause was silly, but we've done that now. For me, everything considered, I think it's a 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below on everything we've discussed, and give me your marks out of 10 for this window. Thank you very much for watching. As always, it's gone on for 20 minutes now, I think, so thanks for watching. If you've gone to the end of it, marching on together, I'll see you on the next one.